Hey y'all, it's your girl Booney, and you're listening to the Booney Breakdown Podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, welcome to this week's episode. Now, this one is a collab episode. I got a DM from someone, and she's going by the name Smitty, but she is a podcast host, mom of 3. She's an English teacher, and she hails from Houston, Texas. We have a dope conversation. Look, I don't have children. Y'all know this. If you listen to podcasts, y'all know this. And I had no idea what goes down at the parent-teacher conferences, okay? Now, this is kind of a pseudo Teachers After Dark. That's one of her babies as well. Another podcast that she does behind Patreon. If you want to know what happens at the parent-teacher conferences, then you want to listen to this motherfucking episode, because there's points in here where I'm literally speechless, okay? See, I still can't talk, all right? So you want to make sure you stick around for that conversation. All right, so we're going to hop into pick of the week. This week, the pick of the week. And I don't want judgment. I don't need no motherfucking judgment when I say this. Just let me say it and let me have my truth, okay? So my pick of the week is cottage cheese. I know y'all like, Booney, what? Okay, so y'all know on an episode with Brian previously, I mentioned like I'm on a little weight loss journey and been focusing on my diet and trying to get this motherfucking protein in. And it's hard trying to get 150 grams of protein. So I found, everybody talks about cottage cheese this and cottage cheese that, and I'm a texture person. It just looked like something I would not like. So I had never tried it. So I said, all right, I brought one little container and I said, I'm going to try it. And the TikTok girlies before I got off TikTok said, Good Culture. That's the brand. Simple ingredients. It's creamy. It gives me 19 grams of protein. Very low carbs. It's amazing. I put some honey in it, some strawberries, cottage cheese and pineapple. Right now, while I'm doing this episode, I'm eating cottage cheese and grapefruit for my breakfast, okay? You could put it in addition to the TikTok girlies. They also snapped with the ground beef, some cottage cheese, some sweet potato, some avocado, and hot honey. An amazing dinner with like 40 grams of protein. So I know this is odd, but if you're on a health kick, and I know Black people, we be strange, because somebody told me when I told them I was eating cottage cheese, they said that's some white people shit. And I'm telling you, Booney is stamping cottage cheese. Now, I only like the Good Culture brand. That's it. That Breakstone and them other ones, I can't do it because the texture is off. But the Good Culture, I fuck with it. So who knew? Cottage motherfucking cheese.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
All right. So housekeeping. We don't have a lot of housekeeping this week, but I do want to do feedback from episode 266 with our problematic fave, Brian. Now, a lot of y'all, some of y'all were like, look, I was just starting to give him the benefit of the doubt, and he pissed me off again. He is not changing like I thought he was. So I thought this was hilarious. I literally got this thing like, yeah, he pissed me off this week too. I kind of thought maybe he reformed his ways for a second, but no. Lots of men are like that. They have to be the only man I'm fucking, but they're out here fucking everyone else. And that shit is trash. I also believe somebody called Brian a hoe. So if you did not listen to last week's episode or 2 weeks ago, because I took a break last week, go ahead and check out episode 266 with our problematic fave, okay? Patreon gang, I'm working on something really cool for our next live event over on Patreon. As you know, we changed the tiers. You can only sign up at just the $6. So Patreon's just $6 a month, and everyone gets the benefits, okay? Head on over to patreon.com/the Booney Breakdown. Also, if this is your first time listening or you're new here, I hope that you follow us on social media, primarily just on Instagram at the Booney Breakdown. We're on Facebook too. I used to be on TikTok, but not anymore, all right? So that's it for me. So, let's get ready to break it down. All right, y'all. So this one, it's a collab episode, and I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm kind of excited. So, Smitty, hey, girl.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired. I don't know what is in the air this past week, but last week drained me. I am depleted, and so I'm trying to get back on the good foot. How are
But
you?
the skin, though, you don't look exhausted. The skin is glassing. The skin is everything.
I'm telling people it's the Korean skincare. I've been switching over from some of my tried and true trusties, and I've been like dabbling in that Korean skincare. I don't know what they put in it, but
Wait, is there a
thankful.
specific brand? We didn't say that name, no.
I can share links. I've been switching between like 2 brands right now.
Okay. All right. We ain't
And
giving them no free promo, but
yeah, and the thing is, today, this reminded me, I wanna go to the Asian supermarket because
okay.
I was told they have more brands at the Asian
Mhm.
supermarket than, like, in Ulta has, like, a really small
Okay.
Korean skincare section. So that just reminded me, Imma try to do that today.
Yeah, they
But
need to sponsor you. This
a
is big.
and this shit is way cheaper than the Kiehl's and the Dermalogicas
Oh no.
and all that stuff I've been paying for.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so cheap.
Enough said. And
Yeah,
we're going to
so
the Asian supermarket or we're going to the little store in Ulta.
yeah, there you
All
go.
right.
Those
Okay.
options.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm sold. See, right now, look how you influenced me that fast.
See, I
They need to
try.
pay you. They need to pay you.
Imma send this clip to them.
Yeah, they need to pay you.
So, okay, this one's an interesting one, but I love you guys know my whole thing, and to your listeners, my whole thing is you're social, all things responsible and ratchet. And I like to straddle the duality that
Okay.
comes with life, right? And we were talking before we hit record about how you are a teacher
I am.
and how you've created this platform, but you're still trying to do it under the radar to protect your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I too have a 9 to 5,
Okay.
so I understand as well. It's why, Booney, I laugh. I think I said it on a podcast, maybe I did, or I told a friend. But literally, like my coworkers, if they know, they were smart enough not to say anything to me. But
Okay.
I don't think any of them know that I do a podcast. And it was hilarious. Somebody that I don't interact with a lot at work talking
Mm-hmm.
to the other day, and they're like, "You have such a great voice. You should have a podcast." And on the
Mm-hmm.
inside, I am dying because I'm
Right.
little do you know, but
They
yeah.
probably know.
And I'm like, maybe I don't know, this person in particular is a little ditzy. She may not have known, but I laughed. And so, how much effort do you put into protecting or keeping a fine line between your 9 to 5 and who you are and what you do on the side?
Girl, so first of all, this is a loaded question for me, right? Because I have 2 kinda online personalities. So a lot of people know me for just my teacher content, right? I got on social media and TikTok around the time a lot of other teachers did, during COVID, TikTok and having fun passing the time. And so that was what, 21. I don't think I started taking it real seriously until like late 21, 22. So then I just started talking about my experiences as an educator, as a Black educator, experiences that our Black and brown students go through in the public school system, especially here in Texas. Because, Texas is so ghetto. It's so ghetto here, especially public education. So I started going viral with a lot of my videos, and people are like, oh my gosh, she's a teacher. She's cursing online. She's talking about this and this online with no holds barred. And I'm like, So people like the same thing that you said, your coworker said, you should start a podcast. I was like, you know what, bet. So I started this educator podcast and we talked about all things educator politics, racism, systemic issues in the public school system. And it was great. It was going really, really well. But we tried to keep it G or PG when we
Mhm.
were cursing and we weren't, we were just being very political. Some people were like, man, that's not even you. Like, you're smart and you're talking your shit, you're talking your stuff, but this is not you because we know how you really are when the lights are off, when the cameras are off. And the same thing with my coworkers, my colleagues that were on the show with me. So we were like, you know what? We talk the lunchtime conversations, girl. People talk about the teacher workroom or the teacher lounge. That's real, right? So my coworker's like, man, let's do something else. Or just do it after dark. Or we're talking about stuff that makes us human, women, dating, sex, parenting. Talk about those things. But we're gonna curse. We're gonna be our normal selves without everybody in the world telling us you shouldn't curse. You should be a role model 24/7. You should be ABC.
Mhm.
So then we launched Teachers After Dark. So Teachers After Dark is our spin-off podcast, which is available exclusively on Patreon. And we protect ourselves by using aliases on the show. So you never know our names unless you know our voices. And when we first started, we did straight audio. There was no cameras at all, right? So we could protect ourselves because we all in Texas and we work for very conservative school districts. So we're protecting ourselves that way. But now we're talking about all the things. So even if we're talking about things that have taken place in our classroom, specifically aliases, or we'll put a little stank on the story to twist it up a little bit, just so nobody can say, well, you were talking about me. Now, don't get it twisted. Some of my clips have gone viral, and I have been called into the office several times about my videos and the things that I'm saying online. But it's only on the regular platform, never things that are, caught up on the Teachers After Dark. One parent tried it on the Teachers After Dark episode when I did an episode about a teacher that resigned from teaching because she was making more money being a financial dog. And so that parent had a fit about that episode. Like, how dare you talk about that? But it's like, you paying me. You're paying.
You pay to listen to
You
this.
paid to listen just so you could snitch.
Yes. People be hater. I think that's the one thing that's so exposed right now, especially the climate we're in right now, is a lot of it is drawn from the fact that people don't want their haters, one, and then two, it's like people don't want the person next to them doing better than them. And so much so, like, you know how much of a hater you gotta fucking be to pay me money to then complain about what I'm talking about after you pay me?
Don't get me started. And I'm like, girl, everybody in the world knows your husband. You need to
Yikes.
stop what you want to do right now. Like, we know your man. We know him. And we need you to just be mute. Just pay us your little $10 and be quiet. Just enjoy.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I think that's an interesting model. A lot of people have been doing this, and we even see it with some of the big podcasters right now, like horrible decisions. Like, they're so big, but to go mainstream, they just had to, with their book deal, they had to change their name and rebrand to Decisions. And now Horrible Decisions is behind the paywall. So it is not unheard of. And it's so crazy because it's like, you build these audiences around the content, and I get the same things. Oh my God, thank you for talking about that. I can't believe you had an episode about that. And it's like, but y'all like it, but then you're judged by it on the other end. So that conundrum is why people have to do stuff in aliases. I used to be very hard in the line about saying where I work, saying my name. So I don't put my real name. It's not branded on anything. It's Booney. There will be times when it may slip out. I may say it. A guest who knows me in real life may slip and say my real name, but I don't use it for a lot of this work. And it's like outside of work, I also am in my sorority and I'm in leadership. And it was interesting because I do think there's a small population of the elders who may turn their nose up at what I do, but I'm also proud of the work I've done with my podcast.
Absolutely.
And so I'm not ashamed of it by any means, but I'm also realistic in the fact that it can't mess up the church's money either. So
yeah, I get that. Education, again, the expectations that society has that we're supposed to be your child's teacher 24/7. We're not supposed to live a normal human life. We're not supposed to screw, to drink, to smoke. We're not supposed to do anything because you need to be my child's role model 24/7.
And the crazy thing, it's funny that you mentioned that because I know teachers personally, and I've had that thought myself, like, dang, like, we be getting it in.
Yes.
And then you go teach second grade.
Girl, look.
Teachers are people too.
We get on this show, because let me tell you, the group chat yesterday, I ain't gonna say no names, but we were in the group chat yesterday, right? We at work. We all at work. We work either together in the same building or in districts that are very close. Because, Houston is an hour away from Houston. And it's every 5 minutes, there's a new county or, a new city, right? So we're texting, and one of my colleagues that's on the show all the time, she says, man, my kids are sitting here testing and I'm looking at this little boy. He has no idea that what I just did to his daddy this morning. And I just, but it's so normal to us, right? But the world doesn't think that we're supposed to be normal. So then he go to Amen Corner. We all in the group chat like, girl, yeah, because look at little Billy Ann back there. She has no idea. Her daddy just bought me lunch up here. Her daddy just did. But these are the things
That
that we
is
talk about on,
hilarious.
yes, girl. These are the things that we talk about on Teachers After Dark.
And it's interesting that teachers get held to a higher moral ground than other professions, which is interesting, right?
Very.
I I don't have that thought that like, why are teachers on 24/7? Like, y'all, they don't pay y'all enough already to deal with people's badass kids every day. So then you got to be held to a high moral standard. But it's like, you fucking and doing drugs and you raising them kids. So why
Come on.
can't I?
How do we know? Because they come back and they tell us. They write it in their journals every day. Like, we know all your damn business. I don't know why parents are on the type of time that they on. We get it. We hear it.
I don't get it. I'm not a parent, but I don't understand that because it's like, you a doctor or a lawyer, they doing the same thing. Pilots.
No.
Like,
No. I don't want to hear it. And if y'all were paying us, we wouldn't have to go through all these other avenues just to get more income in the house, right? Like, even with me, social media, that's a stream of income for me. The podcast, the regular one is not monetized, but Teachers After Dark is monetized. Why are we having to have these conversations and monetize our platforms this way? Because I can't go work at Target after hours because you have so much work that you have me doing from 9 to 5. So if I say on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to let my hair down. I'm going to have a podcast with my teacher friends from all over the city come through, pull up some hen and some crowd. We get real ratchet and just talk about our weeks and talk about the things that we're experiencing. And we make a little coin, because we're going big. I'm claiming that for both of us. We're going big one day. But we make a little coin. Just relax. We're not harming anybody. We're not hurting your children. Your children don't have access, or they shouldn't have access to our show because it's behind a paywall that you have to be grown to enter. Now, if you ain't monitoring your kids, which we know y'all ain't monitoring your kids, that's a parenting problem, right? But that doesn't mean that I should have to what I'm talking about because you ain't watching your kid.
it's easy to blame others, right? And it's easy to blame teachers. But I love this Teachers After Dark outlet. I love it. Like, because we all have lives. We all have the right to turn off work as soon as I sign out, leave the building, hit the elevator button, you close that classroom door, whatever it is, you deserve to have your own time to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yes.
Now, you're not harming nobody's kid, then what's the problem?
What's the issue? But they're gonna always make it the issue. Again, I'm in a conservative area, right? So I'm a teacher, but I'm a Black teacher, right? And it's always like the audacity. And I make jokes on social media. I don't really be joking though, reminding people that when I clock out, I'm off the plantation. Like, you don't own me, right? And I also teach in a district where the property taxes are high as giraffe coochie. And so people really feel like I'm paying your salary with the taxes that I pay. And I'm like, well, bitch, I live over here too. I pay my own salary. I'm paying the same taxes in the same district that you're paying. But guess what? This is not the 1800s. You don't own my Black body. You don't own my Black mind or my Black voice. Go watch your kid. Like, go parent. Let me do me. It's after hours. I'm good. I'm not at the chalkboard. I'm old. I say chalkboard. I'm not at the board talking to your kids about what I talk about on podcasts. 8 to 5 or 8 to 4:30, we talking about literature. But when I
Yeah.
talk out, I'm talking about your husband and how he all up in my face when we get off. Like,
Clock
relax.
it. Yeah, I was to ask you, are you married?
No, girl, ew, let's not talk about that.
Okay, she's like,
I'm
ew.
divorced. I'm
Okay.
divorced.
So have you dated a child's parent that you've taught
Define dated.
or fucked?
Absolutely. Look, I
How
talk
does
about
that
too.
happen?
Oh,
Like,
God.
are the dads pushing up on you in the classroom when they dropping the kids off? Or is it outside?
Okay, so I have to remind people that I teach secondary, right? So I'm not elementary. So
Okay.
it looks a little different for us. When we meet parents, it's often at open house,
Mhm.
meet the teacher. maybe a football game or some after school extracurricular activity where we're meeting the parents. Now, somebody that's not me, wink, wink, probably is me, may plot, right? If I may see your dad at open house or meet the teacher, and then we all get together in the group chat and we're like, who going after such and such daddy? Like, we finna claim him. Who going after the daddy? And if somebody put claim on him, everybody put their hands off. Now, this person, not me, because I would never, this person may say, hey, I'm going to hit this daddy up and tell him that his kid is struggling in math, right? And that his kid needs to come in for tutoring. I'm very concerned, and let's have a parent-teacher conference to see how we can make sure that Billy is successful in algebra class, all right? Cool. Daddy comes in. When you know daddy's coming in because you schedule an event, you make sure that you looking good that day. You already know daddy gonna go for it. You're like, we're not oblivious to this because the dads are the biggest. The dads are the issue. Let's talk there, okay? The dads are the issue.
Well, men gonna be men.
Men
That
gonna be
is
men.
actually quite genius. Like, your child needs help. You should come in.
You should come. Let's talk. I'm concerned about some delays that your kid ain't nothing wrong with that kid. Kid just ain't doing no damn work. I'm concerned, and I want to sit down and talk to you. And I talk to dads because moms tend to baby the sons. So, dad, come in and let's see what we can do to get a plan together to make sure that they get out of algebra. Dad comes in, you make sure you glossy, you make sure you have all the things going, and you flirt. And dad flirts back. And then there we go. Or in the email, you say, here's my number. Text me or call me when it's convenient for you. You're not going to talk about nothing algebra related because I don't really give a damn. I'm here for you. What you talking about? And that's how it almost always gets started.
That is genius. And I'm quite jealous of the teachers now who have access to this pool of men. Because some daddies be fine as hell.
Oh, man. Listen, and depending on the area in which you work, I'm going to be 100. Some of us work in very established areas in the greater Houston area. And we have a lot of
daddies. They rich and fine?
Oh, man. Or they are somebody and fine, right? Some teachers, I don't want to say fuck for status or fuck for money. Some teachers are doing it for the money. Some teachers are doing it for the status, like who you are. Let me put that little check on my checklist because say, I did it. Okay, I did him. I did you. We got retired NFL players, retired NBA players. You may be the coach of this college. You may be and it's a status thing. I'm getting a kick out of.
I understand why the teachers out here getting BBLs.
Listen. People be like, oh, poor teachers. I mean, we poor, but we have access to the resources that we need to.
Because I be wondering, I'm like, why she go get her body done? She teach the 6th grade.
Somebody daddy paid for it. And there we go.
There we go. See, y'all had the same question. My mind is blown. I never even thought about this because that's just not my world. I don't encounter parents. I don't deal with kids. I don't even know what the zone school is for my area.
Now, disclaimer for people that may be watching that like to report me to my school district. I'm just talking about generic teachers that have come on and shared their experiences on my show. This is not me.
Yes. Let's put that disclaimer out there.
I would never.
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't knocking the ones who have.
I'm not either, girl. In the stories, like even on the podcast, and we talk about the stories and experiences of the teachers and the daddies and the mamas, because we got teachers that, play up for the other team. No shade. No shade. We don't even tell everything that we could be talking about because it's so outrageous, but only we know. It's understood between us. So
everybody just like, no, not everybody involved. Like, fuck them kids. We gotta get ours.
What your daddy talking about? That's what we be concerned. What is your daddy talking about?
So parent-teacher conferences, the new gateway to hook up.
Like get off the dating apps and call them parents. Call them parents and tell them you need a conference. You're concerned.
It's a teacher right now who is like, dang, I didn't even think about that.
Or it's a teacher right now that's like, damn, she's telling the spiel. She's telling our business.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me. I'm sitting here looking like in my profession, I don't have no way to scoop extra sessions out or make a play at somebody, daddy.
No. And let me also put this out there. It's not just the women teachers. Now, I was married
Oh, you
to
don't
a
even
teacher.
gotta explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was married to a teacher, and the parents, girl, I told this story before. That Negro will come home at Christmas time and teachers appreciation. And he taught elementary. So being a male in an elementary school and then being a
And that's
black
rare and
man
black. Yeah,
in
there's
an elementary school,
very few
girl,
black teachers, male
girl,
teachers.
that Negro will come home with all kinds of gifts for Christmas time, teachers' appreciation, his birthday. Those parents showered him with love and adoration and panties and everything else. Okay. It was always some shit with one of them damn parents. And I'd be like, listen, why she emailing you, asking you, can you do A, B, and C for her son? You got 2 sons over here. What's the problem? Go find his daddy. But that's how the parents would get in the same way. Did
Oh,
you
that makes
mentor? Oh, Mr. Smith, I need your help. He can't do
he
anything.
needs a male role model.
Girl, I'm like, listen. And to this day, we're divorced. He's remarried, but he still is an elementary teacher where he is. And still, I never take away that he's an attractive man. So I know you still being ain't shit because you ain't shit. I already know. It's just who you are. I ain't knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mad at it.
Yep.
Shit.
It's a game. That's the
'Cause
game.
you always hear it about the coaches, right? You
Oh,
always hear, like, the coaches will go after the mamas when they bring their little son to Pee Wee and what's the AAU, all that
yes.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's real life.
This
It's
why
real
they was turning out their nose up because these conservative people, they jealous. Y'all just getting it in. Y'all having
They
too much
already
fun.
they already know. And then these teachers be fine. Like the women be fine, the men be fine. So you already know when you come in to meet the teacher, open house, we have women, moms that tell their husbands they can't contact us. I had a parent teacher conference with a parent and a mom, and the daddy couldn't keep his eyes off of nobody but me. And so the mama was like, you don't need to look at her like that. You ain't been concerned about coming up to a parent teacher conference since we've been married. All of a sudden you want to come up and talk with Miss Smith. Like, girl, I'm be like, damn, y'all cool? Like you just be sitting
Damn.
in the meeting like, y'all good? Everything okay here? Listen. Girl.
My mind is blown. When we were growing up, I never once had a teacher that was attractive. Like, it's you know, none of they all were, like, old. Like,
Right.
I just have this whole thing in general, and I don't know what happened in society, but, like, we look better than the people our age when we were
Yes.
younger, right?
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the teachers I had were probably 30s, early 40s, but they didn't look
And it
like
looked it.
how we look.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So, it's like the whole I always joke, like, "Bring back big mamas," because I don't need a baddie 60-year-old grandmother in Fashion Over, like, bring back
Right.
big mamas, right? I
In the
feel like
bodycon dresses, no.
teachers used to be like a little mini version of big mamas, and now they be wearing, like, their little bodycon dresses, and
Man.
when they be going viral, I'm like, "Shit, she got fat ass."
She's fat. She got a fatty. Yeah. Yeah.
How they a growing boy with his little hormones seeing the teacher
Girl.
teachers
It's
weren't fine like that when I don't recall ever having a now I only had one black male teacher, and he was
mm-hmm.
gay because he was, like,
Mm.
our music teacher. But even looking like the women, like, the way they dressed
Yeah.
case in point, watched Waiting to Exhale recently,
Okay.
and I'm like, "Shit, I'm older than them than when they were in the movie because like, I think Savannah was turning, like, 33 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "She's not 33-year-olds don't dress like that
Don't
now."
dress like that. Nope. 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 Nope.
So, yeah, I'm like, "I ain't had no fine teachers, and now I'm jealous."
So when I was in high school, we had a bunch of fine men, a bunch, and some of them got in trouble because they were, you know,
Well, the problem was I went to private school too. There we go.
oh yeah, nah. I went to one of the best high schools in the city of Houston. I'm not gonna say the name on here because I don't want to say that the males were talking to the teenagers, but they were okay, and some of them got in trouble for it. But
Gross.
now, yeah, they're gross. But some of those men that even I crushed on, but I would never think on acting is just kind of one of those, silly teenage crushes. They're nearing retirement age, right? So now I'm almost 43. You 53, 54. I'm like, shit, it's what's up. It's fair game. Now I can come back to you and be like, what's up, coach? Such and such, and some of them I have run into, and they're like, hey, I'm like, hey. I'm grown now. Of course, back then you would never think it. You would never.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you're still fine. You are still fine.
You know, the thing about men, though, I feel like if a man is still fine when he's like in his 40s, he's gonna be fine for the rest of his life.
Forever. Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like women can take a turn,
Yes.
but it's something about men, if they age well and keep themselves up and they still fine in their 40s, they still gonna be fine. I think an
They still
example
fine because they done stressed us the hell out. We the ones looking bad. Shit.
that
We
is
look-
true. Women carry the burden, right? And so, yeah, no, but men, a fine man who is older, they just be looking good as shit.
Oh, Lord. Listen, we got this substitute. He about 6'4". He got to be about 47. Salt and pepper. He looks like and sounds like, what's old buddy name? You said Waiting to Excel made me think of it. The
Oh,
Allstate
State
guy.
Farm. Oh, yeah, well, Allstate. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like State Farm.
How you coming on a campus with a bunch of horny ass middle-aged women or almost middle-aged women being fine like that and think nobody finna try to get at you? Come on, you too fine for that. And you single? Oh, come on. Come on, baby.
Damn.
Come on, baby.
So have you ever witnessed in the workplace with teachers who dated each other and it's gone bad?
Girl.
Like at the same school?
Girl. Yes. Yes. It happens all the time. And that's why they tell you don't get your money where you get your honey, because the conflict that comes with those teachers, and don't let y'all be, we have teams, right? So you may be the math department, the English department, those social studies department, but you share a cohort of kids. I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way. So you have the same group of kids, but they follow. So we're on a team.
Uh-huh.
So when we sit down and we have planning meetings or whatever, we can all talk about Johnny because each one of us teaches Johnny, right?
Yeah.
So we may be team A, there may be a team B and a team C. Don't let the English teacher on team A and the social studies teacher on team A be talking to each other and then go beef, all right? A teacher that's not me, right? Had this issue with a teacher one time that was also a coach. So they're beefing. They're beefing with each other on the phone or at night or whenever they do what they do. And now that teacher says, you know what? I don't have to deal with your shit, block, right? All of a sudden in your classroom, teacher walk in, open the door, come sit down at the back, staring at you in the back while you up at the board teaching. All the other kids are like, oh, coach such and such just coming in to check on the players. Nah, baby, coach such and such in here for me because I cussed his ass out and blocked his ass. We beefing tough. We beefing tough. It's
crazy.
It's girl. Teachers are wild. Don't let the principal and the teacher be getting it in, or the AP and the teacher be getting it in. And don't let the principal wife find out that the teacher and the principal getting it in.
It's some parent right now sitting here like, oh my God, I didn't know all this was happening at the school.
Or somebody saying, this bitch telling my business because it's happening. They like, she's talking too much. It's happening. It's happening. And that's the purpose of the whole show, right? Letting people know this is real life for us. We really deserve our own TV show that's not Abbott Elementary. We need a reality show. And this is every school across America. Nobody in the teacher in the system can't say that a scandal has not happened at their school. We always got shit going on. Always.
I see why. When you think about it, I guess I also have not been to like a school in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have kids. I don't do this part of life.
Right.
But it's like, how many adults actually probably work in a school? I probably am not even judging that part either. You think about a high school, 1,000 plus kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Texas, we have schools that we have like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 kids. We have some of the largest schools, high schools in the Texas area. So imagine, and half of them are football coaches because, football is the only thing, the holy grail in Texas.
Yeah.
So imagine these football coaches that are retired or former NFL players or former coaches or former Division I players themselves. See these men around here getting? Come on.
Damn.
Come on. Girl, listen, let me be quiet for them people texting me and say, shut up. You're talking too much. I ain't even got started. They're going to say you talking too much.
No, I'm still sitting here like, shit. I just figure, teachers was getting it in at the work, but I just didn't think about the network within the schools, within the district, within the coaches. And
the
the
community.
parents,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
the admin staff. I'm like,
Yes. Yes. It happened. How you think we gotta stay sane? Like we gotta have something.
yeah,
Gotta have something.
damn.
You sitting there like, what the hell?
Yeah, because I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets crazy. It gets crazy.
I wouldn't have thought about the adult management piece, right? Because I think just as a like looking at teachers, it's like, oh, they just teach their class and go on about their business. But no, you have to deal. So now I even look at teachers completely different and not in a bad way, but it's just like kudos to y'all because y'all got to deal with these badass kids.
Yes.
And you got to deal with these crazy ass adults too.
Girl, that's a whole nother segment that we can talk about because the mamas, girl, the mamas are crazy. I got a couple right now that I'm having hell with this year. The mamas are crazy. And I'm not like my teacher friends, some of them. Some of my teacher friends are like, oh, mama, you in my email talking crazy? Oh, mama, you filed a complaint against me? Bet I'm finna email your husband. I'm finna email your husband. And we even, girl, we got one, we got one teacher friend. She down for whatever. She be on whatever type of time you want her to be on. So we say, I'ma sick her on your husband. She going after your husband. Like, don't piss me off. Don't file no complaint against me. Don't talk to me crazy in an email. Don't come up to the school talking crazy to me. Cause I'm a nod and smile. In the back of my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go put my dog on your husband. I got you. Revenge. Like,
Now,
yeah.
yo, can you imagine you just went up to the school and you just cussed the teacher out and her give back is fucking your man?
It's like, all right, we got you. You talk your shit. Talk your big one. All right, I got you. And we be in that group chat. Hey, such and such. Who on them? Who got it? I need you to get it. Girl, teachers. Okay? Don't play. People always think like we got these cardigans on that we're holding tight. We got these glasses on and there's these stale ass wigs and shit, and we just regular normal people. And it's like, no, some of my teacher friends are menaces to society. Like they are devious. They're just different. Diabolical.
Not menaces to
Diabolical.
society.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, okay, I'm mind blown. That's enough.
No, I mean, it's not enough. I'm just like, damn, I did not know it was happening like this with the school
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's why we're always like, there are bigger fish to fry. And yes, we care about educating the kids. Yes, all of those things, but we really have our own shit going on. Our own shit going on too.
No,
So
yeah, that sounds like a lot. Like, I just could not. I'm sitting here processing all that was said, but then just opening up what I thought teachers had to do, right?
yeah.
I guess I just have a very narrow minded view of like, yeah, they do their curriculum, they teach those kids,
They
and they
go
get
home with their
summers
cat
off. Yeah,
and
and then
check
they
in
go
with their
home.
coffee and their cardigan and their
Yeah,
blanket
I
on the
just felt
couch.
like all of that was like home life, but it's very interweaved into what y'all dealing with at
It's
school on a daily basis.
very much drama. Like so many principals that have to conduct investigations of shit that's happened on their campus between their teachers or between teachers and the community member. And even when you're dealing with parents, you have to be very cautious about the parents you deal with. The number one rule when we talk on Teachers After Dark is you don't play with anybody that don't have as much to lose, if not more than you do. Right? So you have to
Yeah.
be very selective. Yes, the daddy could be fine, but is the daddy a yapper? Is the daddy a jealous, envious hoe? Is he gonna come back and and try to go after your license when you say you done talking to him, or when you finally let him hit and they don't hit like it's supposed to, and you want to be done? What is the daddy gonna come back and do? So you have to be very cautious about who you're choosing to play with. Same thing with the workforce, all right? You playing with the teachers, you might be playing with the basketball coach, but like, is it worth it? Is what's the risk when dealing with that? So it ain't all turn
Yeah.
your ass up in the air and get it on. You gotta be very careful with them decisions.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, don't fuck around and play with too many people.
No, absolutely not.
I
Absolutely
think that's
not.
just some people's rule for life, but people want to try people. And it's just like, we're just not in a space and place where you
No,
want to try anybody right now,
absolutely
especially
not.
with people in their livelihoods. Like,
Don't play with
and I
that.
think, like, yeah, I've shared, like, people know I work for the federal government. And, like, right now, that's, like, my concern with this whole dismantling
Yes.
is, like, shit, well, what if one of these people who you done fucked up their whole life come up here and say, I'm gonna shoot this bitch up
Yeah.
because I'm mad as, Trump and Musk. I ain't do the shit to you. But, you fucking with people's livelihoods.
That's where we are. And you see that a lot on social media, right? Somebody has a hot take or they have a bad take and people don't like that take. The first thing they want to do is
It's fine where they work.
find where they work and go mess up their livelihood. You're talking about a complete random stranger on the internet that you never have to deal with in life. You can easily block and move on and never see their content again in life. But in your mind, psycho, you say, let me go fuck up these people. Girl, I got 3 kids. You know how much money I just spent at HEB the other day on groceries? Like, why would your first move be to go fuck up somebody's livelihood?
People, like I go back to what I originally said, people motherfucking haters.
Haters.
Like, people are just haters. I don't understand why you get so caught up that it's like, yes, I have to take them down. It was one of the first things I did once I realized, like, oh shit, people are actually going to listen to my podcast. I deleted my LinkedIn.
See?
Like, if you're going to come after me, I'm going to have to make it a little harder for you.
Yeah, you have to
like, you're not going to just Google and on the first page, it's like, nope, that's where she works.
You're going to have to work. Yeah,
you have to work.
said, when we got started, you said something about protecting yourselves, right? And I joked with you before the camera started because you were like, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, damn, 4 or 5 years I've been on this internet. I do not share my actual name for a reason. 1, because I'm a teacher. 2, because I work for a very conservative district. 3, I don't need y'all starting that shit that y'all be starting, right? But when you go back to protecting yourself, if you're going to be a person that's online, talking your shit, how well are you protecting the brand? Like, even mine, like you said, my brand name was registered as the registered trademark, right?
Yeah.
Not my real name, not anything. People may find me because, of course, if you want to go find my registered trademark,
you can go. Yeah.
But you're going to have to work, like you said. And I'm never going to put that out there. So even on social media, when you go to comments and filter in the comments, like, I got all of that shit locked down. I have keywords put in. If you mention my name, any of my 3 children's names, if you mention my school, my district, my mama name, my daddy name, all of those things are filtered out, right? It ain't going through until I see it and I'll be like, all right, that's cool.
I do the same.
Yeah.
That's why I have a little nickname for my mom. I'm a Ratchet.
Same.
Yeah, it's like little stuff like that. I'm the same way. You're just not going to do that with me. I try to keep a hard line where it's like, okay, we're cool. I know I recently had somebody on and they said like some of their day ones had their cell phone number. And I'm like, that literally made my skin crawl. Like, I just couldn't imagine, not because I think any of my followers are insane, but I don't know. They could be, and I just don't know you people.
All these people. No.
So yeah, it's just like try to hold certain things close. I remember when I moved and people were like, "Oh, you should figure out a way to like do the decorating and make that content so you can get sponsorships." And I'm like, I don't want to share my home.
No, hell no.
And it freaked me out because, and it lets you know how much people pay attention to stuff that you're not even thinking about, which I'm very intentional. I film on this wall behind me, and one other wall in my house is what people will see. It's very rare you see something else. But reason why is because when I moved and I was in my kitchen and the cabinets were behind me, and somebody said, "Oh, you moved, your cabinets are a different color."
Oh, you watching.
What, you crazy person? Like, I don't retain that kind of information about people I follow. But I said, these people are out here doing that? Nah.
They are. People have weird, what are they calling it? Parasocial relationships? Like,
yes.
Weird obsession with us. When we go back to talking about the filter comments, right? Somebody asked me in my comment section, where do you live or something like that, right? One of the people, and it's actually a lady that lives across the street. I'm looking at her house right now. A lady that lives across the street from me typed in the comment section, they filter, thank God. She lives in such and such neighborhood, such and such subdivision. Blocked herself, asked this bitch, why would you
do that?
How would you do that? All those things I want to keep hidden. And when people say, hey, can we see your daughter? I have 2 sons and I have a daughter. I post my sons because my sons are grown. And my sons want to be posted. My daughter, I intentionally do not post her. Like, if you see something, a glimpse of my daughter, it's very rare. My daughter's 15. My daughter is beautiful, okay? My daughter is a little stallion, I ain't gonna lie. My daughter about 5'9", basketball player. My daughter's beautiful. I intentionally do not post my child because y'all are freaking weirdos.
Yeah, people are gross. I get it. And it's interesting watching, like, as a generation who grew up with the internet. Like, I remember having to share the internet and plugging it into the phone, but now
Yes.
we have it in our pockets, right?
Yes.
And so it's like growing up with the internet, we got very comfortable sharing stuff. And so now it's like I even have been struggling with the podcast because it's like I'm tired of sharing my business a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's like I don't want to feel closed off to my audience. But
Yeah.
I guess now when I started this shit, I was 32, 33, something like that. And now I'm 40. And it's like, I just don't want people in my business no more.
But what's the
And
sad part about that?
and I
How do
struggle
you
with
get
that.
monetization?
Yeah.
What's getting the clicks, the views, and the brand deals and the sponsorships in the
Yeah.
podcasting world for Black women?
When you telling your business and showing your ass.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what
and
it is.
that is the struggle because it's like, it's just some things for me, I'm just not going to do.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
so, yes, it's like, how does this grow, right? Because to that point, it's like the expectation is you're going to do blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm just not doing some of that stuff. I don't need to share everything. I don't need to share everything in the moment. I may share it after the fact.
Right. Right.
And that's cool too. But no, I totally get trying to protect and preserve your peace because these people are fucking insane and haters.
And you know, I think about too. I saw this. I always watch people's podcasts, especially women, because I'm so like I'm in love with every woman podcaster, Black woman podcaster, because you see the people that started out on Twitter 10, 15 years ago, and you see where they've grown today. And I keep saying to myself, keep going, keep going. This could be you one day, right? But do I want that attention? I don't know. There's a podcast clip that came on Instagram the other day, and I cannot remember the podcast, but they were talking about a sexual experience they had, and one girl said something about she was doing it with a man, and I think they were doing maybe anal or something like that, and she had a little pebble fly out her backside, and the man took the pebble and flicked it across, and I was sitting there like,
Yeah, I could never.
I can't, like, what's the old dude, like, FBI could not waterboard that information out of me, the CIA could not, the military could not waterboard that information out of me. But if you're a social media person like you and I, and we're paying attention to analytics and things like that, million views, million likes. So that one clip alone got that girl or got that podcast paid as fuck. And so you say, is that what I'm gonna have to do to get a click around this motherfucker?
Yeah, they laugh at me, my followers, because I be bullying them now. Like, one, I'm shadow banned because the content I create. So I'm not gonna grow.
Yep.
So the only way I'm gonna grow is if you happen to share it or it happens to catch, and then other people will follow it. Yes, but it's like I be bullying them. Like, I'll post the reel, and then I post a picture. Like, go back and motherfucking like that shit. Right? Like, I need, I really need y'all to do it because Instagram is going to make it so much harder just because the content they deem that I post.
Yeah, yeah. So on TikTok, I have like 98K, right? On TikTok. Oof. I could make a video, I bullshit you not, after work, in my bed, in my robe, in a bonnet, just laying sideways with the phone talking shit, and it'll go viral. I get up, I do something cute with my face, so I'm very intentional about what I'm getting ready to post. Stuck at 200 views. I'm like, what's going on? I got 100,000 followers. Like, what do you mean you only showed it to 200 people? And especially if I promote either one of my podcasts, it's not going anywhere. So many people are like, you got a podcast? Like, damn, one of them I've had for 2-3 years now. This one, Teachers After Dark, will make a year coming up next month. Nobody knows about it. And if you go look at the numbers, they don't
match.
But it goes back to what you said. Hey, when you do see it, can you click the share button? Support is free. Some of that support is free. You don't have to subscribe. It may not be your type of content, but can you help me? Like,
that's all it takes. That's all it takes. A share, a like, a comment.
But what did you say earlier? People are what?
Fucking haters.
There we go. They don't want you doing good. I want to keep you at your 9 to 5 because I'm at my 9 to 5. Fuck you mean you finna get out the classroom and go be some big, bitch, you think you Oprah? I get that all the time. Bitch, you think you Oprah?
Oh, that's...
Keep your ass in this classroom.
People be haters.
People fucking haters. So,
people be haters.
I don't know. So what all platforms are you on? This podcast, how we can get your shit out?
So my podcast, The Boonie Breakdown, is available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, iHeartRadio. Did I say YouTube already? Yes, it's there. I do have a Patreon community as well. So we do little monthly kickbacks, or I'll bring in like a speaker or something. We have a book club, so we just had book club last month. So yeah, I was on TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok was just taking too much of my time. Oh my God.
It's the
I
job.
mean, and not even just creating, just scrolling. The shit is so funny. So when the first band was coming, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna pause. I shut it down. I said, it's too
You
much.
reset.
Yeah, I gotta go. So I'm mostly on Instagram right now.
Okay.
And I hate fucking Instagram, but it's the easy. And I don't even want to use the word easy with social media, but
Yeah. How's your
I'm
Patreon? Let's talk about Patreon.
so Patreon is cool. I'm in a reorg mode because I was doing tiers and it was cool, but doing every fucking thing and it's one person, it's a lot. So I just revamped it where I'm just doing one tier. Everybody gets the same shit because until I can farm out help, I'm very sensitive to people who want to give me money, and I want to make sure I'm always giving them value. So for me right now, it's just one tier. I can just do it flat across the board because trying to manage, and I still gotta catch up because I owe some people some merch. Like, so it's like, but thankfully I know these people have given me grace and support time and time again. So nobody's ever come at me sideways like, bitch, you should have sent me my piece of merch 2 months ago. So like I kind of sent everybody a message like, look, I'm gonna make you whole, and maybe just one big, like I might just send everybody a sweatshirt to catch up the stuff that I miss because life for me. And yeah, so but I do like my Patreon community. We have Discord, we be cutting the shit up in there. They get extra little benefits and yeah, so I like Patreon.
It's a job too, though.
It
Like,
is.
I'm so scared of being canceled. I'm so scared of somebody going on TikTok or Instagram and calling me like a fraud or a scam. So if I tell people I'm releasing an episode every Sunday, like if I'm up at 3:00 in the morning, making sure I'm ready to have content posted for them, then I do that because and a lot of my patrons are behind in watching my content, but you're not gonna say you ain't
Yeah,
get it when I said I was gonna deliver it.
and so I've been known to be like, shit, I didn't give you all that I said. I will pause billing the next month.
Okay,
It's
that's
like
good.
that'll be like, but I'm always gonna make sure they're whole because I am very appreciative of anybody who spends $1. I have my merch line, so the merch helps too when I promote it. So yeah, but it's like all this stuff now, but then we have tariffs coming. So I was looking like, yeah, all this shit come from China.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to raise prices on merch. But I'm also somebody where I see, and if people gonna pay it, and that's what your audience will pay, but I see people selling sweatshirts for $80, $90. I don't do that. Like I'm not gonna hit you over the head for a fucking sweatshirt. So yeah, but my sweatshirt, like all this stuff is probably gonna have to go up, and I'm gonna have to look at that. But they sent an email out already, my supplier, like these tariffs, no immediate price changes, but they were like, we'll give you notice before they go up. So I appreciate that. But yeah, just trying to find, like you said, the streams of income, but there are so many ways you can support. I tell people all the time, indie podcasts. One, fucking drop the episode link in your group chat. A listen helps. You can, like we just said, share, comment, like on Instagram, on TikTok, Facebook, wherever the fuck the shit is. Just double tap it helps. That ain't gonna cost you anything. Because I see you arguing in the comments on your favorite celebrities posts, but I can't even get a fucking like. Okay.
Are you telling them, happy birthday, Chris Brown? You've inspired me. Bitch, you didn't even say happy birthday.
Yeah, like I see the comment. You can buy merch. You can just share it, like, comment, listen. You can join a Patreon, even if you join for a month. That's all I got. That helps.
Thank you. Something simple.
So it's ways you can support Black content creators from free 99 whatever a ticket to an event to a piece of merch. It's something everywhere to fit your budget. Like I tell you all the time. So I had people who were like, I think I used to have like a $3 tier on Patreon.
Mhm.
So people just did $3. Thanks.
Yeah. I have that exact same thing. I did what you said, same thing. Like, let me cut down on some of these tiers because I am a one as far as promoting and the content, I'm a one woman show, right?
Mhm.
I have the crew, the Teachers After Dark crew, my girls that come on, but I try to make it simple for them too. Like, all I need you to do is come on and record. As far as I have a studio, my studio, I handle the rent on my studio. The merch, I do merch myself. Like, if I turn this camera around, you're gonna see boxes and shit all around this office because I do, like this shirt, I do my own merch myself. This one messed up, but I said, fuck it. I messed it up. I ain't gonna put that out to the public. But all those things I do myself just to keep some type of income coming in. Like I said, I got 3 kids. I got one that's grown. He worked for the government too, so he's out of my pocket. But I got an 18-year-old that's getting ready to go to college. I got a 15-year-old daughter that plays sports. We got an AAU tournament in a couple of hours. So I'm looking for all the streams of income just to help me keep what started out as a hobby. Now I want to retire from teaching and I want to do this full time because I love podcasting, right? And I want to support as many indie Black women podcasters as I possibly can. But it's like, hey, people, we need your help. And it makes you so envious sometimes. I hate to say this word because I don't ever want to be associated with envy and jealousy.
Yeah.
But when you see people trending on social media and they're trending for bullshit and their content is bullshit, detriments to the Black community, and they're getting spins and I'm like, you mean to tell me all I gotta do is talk about somebody fucking me and a piece of shit dropping out my ass and getting flung across the wall, and you're gonna make me a millionaire in 30 minutes?
Yeah,
That shit
no.
angers me.
I've often said it's very interesting seeing who gets the support, who gets that push from people. And I it's a gift and a curse because by trade I am a marketing person. And so the big thing about marketing is psychology. And I'd be looking at a lot of this shit and I'd be like, people fall for the dumbest thing or they play right into it or it's like they're making money because they doing whatever, but I have to tell some people, I'm like, no, you are the money.
Yeah,
They've tooled their content to fool you into thinking but you're their money.
and my marketing brain says they're a genius, bro. This was genius.
Yeah, and so it's like, some of it is genius, some of it is simple. But some of the
people are simple.
Yeah, and so some of the people were simple. I'm like, you can't even get mad at it, but it's just like I'm just not willing to do it.
Yeah,
and that's where it comes back down.
But where's your line? Where is your line as far as what kind of content you're gonna put out?
It depends, like because I'm sure it's some episodes I'm at like almost 300, somewhere in the 260s now, and so it's like I'm sure in some past episode I've said something that I can't take back now.
Right.
So I'm willing to talk to a degree. Now I don't like you. I'm not gonna say names. I may sometimes a friend, so it may not be me. It may not be somebody I'm close to, but somebody I talk to.
Right.
So I'll throw that story out. But yeah, I don't think I'm at the point where I'm gonna talk about piece of. Now some of it I may do in like my Patreon.
Okay.
Like I told my Patreon a story the other day. And it was like, I told my story of they told them a Patreon, but I would have never put that on social.
Okay.
But I felt comfortable enough with those people there that I'm like, they'll laugh at it and it'll be like forgotten.
Okay.
So but it's like I'm also not going to show my bare ass on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I so struggle with that too, right? Again, you talk about the teachers and the way they dress and the body types, right? It's very rare that I post a picture on Instagram of me like going on a date or me going out with the girls and I'm in a dress and people say, oh shit, you fine for real. Like, yeah, you got, and I'm like, oh yeah, but no, videos from the neck up. I only want you to pay attention to all the things I'm saying that's going wrong in the public education system. Don't worry about my ass. I'm slugging back here. I'm carrying this motherfucker.
Yeah,
don't worry
I'll
about
post
that.
A cute picture. Now, like my personal Instagram is locked.
Facts.
And I had it open, but then that was another boundary. I hate having a locked page, but just my boundary, it gotta be locked now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just that. But yeah, I'll post something like I think I had sent on my personal page, it was like some and I shared it on Booty Breakdown, but it was like if I was built like a gingerbread, it would be me. It was like this big butt. So I did like a carousel and I put that, and then the next picture was like me from the behind. And it was like, okay, but I'm in a dress,
Right.
right? Like it wasn't a string thong.
Right. Right.
That I wouldn't do. But that, like, I'll do something suggestive like that. But even then, I don't even think that's suggestive these
Yeah.
days anymore.
Yeah. And I freak out so much if I post something and I'm getting too much attention or too many likes or whatever or comments, I would archive that bitch so fast because I'm such a weirdo, right? I love attention when you in my face telling me like I'm pretty and da da da. But if I put a picture up and I'm like, I look up and it's 1,000 likes, I'm like, oh shit, no, because what comes after that? All the comments from the little weird men. I'll be like, dog, let me post my shit and just be normal.
Yeah. And I think it's like, yeah, why can't guys be normal? So that's why if I do post something on Booty Breakdown, it's probably something I've already shared on my personal page if it's a
Okay.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like a little reel, like, okay, yeah, I'll just look cute. Go ahead and double tap it. But
Yeah.
super suggestive stuff. Yeah, I did it one time. I was trying to scroll back to see if it was still on there, but I got too many damn posts on this page.
Right.
'Cause I did one time just to test the waters, like, let me
Mhm.
see. And again, I still don't even think it's that suggestive to compare to what other people do, but for me, it was. And yeah, it got weird, and I probably archived it because I
Yeah.
don't see it.
It gets weird. I remember one of the first times I got called in the office behind my social media was a picture that I posted on TikTok. This was when I was early in my TikTok days. I had on a bikini. I'm on vacation. It's the summertime, okay? So I ain't obligated to nobody's children or no taxpayers. I'm in Mexico. I got a drink in my hand. I got this black bathing suit on with a sheer cover up. Bitch, I was bad, okay? I looked good. Do you know a parent, and it was a black woman, I'll never forget this because that's another thing we could talk about another day. Yes, I have my issues with the white women parents, but baby, them black women, they be getting us up out of there, okay?
Oh,
But it's
wow.
one of the parents sent it to my principal and said, hey, this is, I don't know if you're aware, but Miss Smith has a social media page and this is what she posted. I think I may have had a drink in my hand, my bathing suit. And I was just smiling like I'm on vacation. I'm with somebody daddy, probably yours. And I'm just smiling having a good time. And they sent that to my principal. And so when I walked in, my principal was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's never good, right? Walked
Yeah.
in the office, baby, she had that shit printed out in color. I said, oh, we
Damn.
got color ink. I didn't know we had color ink in the building. This is a surprise to me. We got color ink. I needed coloring for a long time for my students to do some work, but here we go. My picture of me in my bikini with my drink in my hand on vacation in the summertime, and a parent is complaining about it. A parent
That's
is complaining about it.
crazy.
And I
That's
ain't talking about no thong. I mean, it's literally me from the front. But we go back to that being jealous of body type. I'm heavily chested. I'm heavily hipped and thighed and ass, and I am tattooed everywhere. Okay, you can't see that, but when I take shit off, it's like, oh shit, I'm tattooed everywhere. I look like probably a damn porn star when I take my clothes off. But
that's not a bad thing.
that's what they're tripping about. I'm like, damn, I didn't do anything to your kid. I'm on vacation. It's the summertime. I'm allowed to have a life. I'm allowed to post a picture. But no, we're not. Teachers, you're not. And teachers are supposed to monitor their social media. I'm supposed to be in a fucking, cloth robe, a robe of the gods or something every time I post on social
Yeah,
media.
modesty.
Modesty. It's like the 50s when teachers were modest.
That was the
You new
thing.
age bitches out of pocket with this
Y'all
teaching.
doing too much in y'all fashion over dresses at work.
Hey, that's crazy.
Y'all doing too much.
Be quiet.
So,
Like, you can't police teachers' bodies, but I'll be like,
can't.
some stuff I'll be like.
No, I did see one post one time, yeah, because I typically don't, but I was just like, yeah, that's not appropriate.
And you
Like, some
see,
things that's
high
not
school, I'll be
appropriate.
like, ooh, that's
Yeah,
probably,
especially with the audience, yeah.
yeah, it's probably not. Let's not do that.
So, before we wrap up, something I do on my podcast before we
Okay.
wrap up is the breakdown, and it's word association. So I say one word, You say the first thing that comes to mind. It could be
Ooh.
another word, phrase, sound, whatever.
All right.
Okay. First one is always Black women.
Black women, strong.
Abbott Elementary.
Man, the GOAT. I want to be on there. Call me.
I love that.
Call me.
Orgasms.
Squirts.
Money.
6%. 6%. Are you a part of the 6%?
I am not.
Oh,
Money.
I need it. Subscribe to Patreon.
Texas.
Man, a shit show.
Cafeteria.
Why? Why? Like, close them down. Close them all down in Texas.
Last one. Denzel Washington.
30 years ago, squirt, draw, 6%, all of those things. Everything that you just said. All the things.
All right. So tell everybody how they can find you in your podcast.
All right. So you can first find me on social media at Ridgemont_Forest_Finest. That's on Instagram. On TikTok, I'm Ridgemont Finest on TikTok. My podcast, the Ridgemont Finest, the podcast, that's the regular educator podcast for all of you conservative people. That is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, Buzzsprout, on all those social platforms. Teachers After Dark is available exclusively only on Patreon. Don't go over there, subscribe, but if you don't want to hear ratchet ass teacher shit, that's what we do over there. We have adult conversations. Don't come over there if you don't want that. We are also getting ready to launch the Divorce Diaries. So I'm going to be on my third podcast. Okay.
You're crazy.
I'm trying to get out this classroom. Okay.
I see. Damn.
We are getting ready to launch the Divorce Diaries, and that will also be available on Patreon. The Divorce Diaries is going to be it's going to be a trip. So that's where you can find me.
Damn.
Yeah.
3 podcasts.
Hustling, girl. Hustling.
You are. Yeah. So this was great. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Dang. I've been wanting to holler at you for a long time. So when I reached out, I was like, I don't want to be a fan. I don't want to be a weirdo. I don't want her to reject me.
Never.
Because we got some people like that. I've hit some people like, hey, and they're like, ew, no.
Yeah, some people won't. I've encountered that as well.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm like, damn, it's like that? Okay.
Well, yeah, but this was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that is it for this week's episode. I want to thank our guest, Smitty, for coming on. This was great. I'm happy she reached out. And I hope that you check out and follow her podcast and support her as well. Because you know how I am about us indie podcasters. We have to stick together and help each other promote. All right? And if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or any apps that you listen to your favorites on. Don't forget to leave us those 5 stars in Spotify, in Apple Podcasts. I appreciate it, okay? Follow us on social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. Look, indie podcasters need support and some likes, okay? Because we don't do this work for nothing. Have a dope-ass week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sane. Thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Namaste. Until next time.